Welcome back, fellow millionaires. Over the last 50 years or so, the American and global obsession with celebrities has fueled the world of tabloids and tabloid-adjacent media. Tabloids, in the context of sensationalist news, can be traced back to the early 1900s and even further back than that, but actually archived with newspapers and sources, etc. We can trace back to the 1900s, especially in its current form of celebrity sensationalist news, with the creation of the Daily Mirror in England. That was created in 1903. And then over the decades, it spread overseas, leading to some of the most insane celebrity gossip headlines, even leading to this scene in The Men in Black.
Fortnite and Marquez Brown.
With how accessible social media has made celebrity life, it has also made it easier for more and more people to get into the business of tabloids. Now, I'm talking about pop culture pages like Pop Crave, The Shade Room, Pop Tings, and so many others that honestly pretty much only post about pop culture, and that's it. Whether it's music celebrities, movie celebrities, TV celebrities, and even now, influencers. They post about influencers. We have like the TMZ of influencers in the Hollywood fix. And with them needing constant content, constant posts, constant interactions in order to make money, so comes the spread of misinformation. Now that word has become big over the last 4 or 5 years. Fake news, misinformation. These words really weren't in the cultural zeitgeist up until maybe, 5-6 years ago. And because of Twitter's redesign, my app opens to the For You tab every single time instead of the following tab. So I'll start scrolling, and then before I realize, I get lost and I'm not looking at my following. With this comes a giant wave of doom scrolling through pop culture news. So I'll see these tweets about celebrities and singers and bands and all this stuff. And then I see celebrities having to reply to those tweets. Now, the latest one I saw, and the one that led me to kind of write this piece, was Dionne Warwick replying to Pop Crave's tweet about her comment on Sabrina Carpenter's song Espresso and the lyrics of it. Really, they were trying to use the quote of her saying she doesn't relate to "I'm working late because I'm a singer" to kind of allude to, she doesn't like Sabrina Carpenter's lyrics, she doesn't like her, she's not relatable. She's saying she's not no. She had to clear up and basically say, hey, I just don't relate because I go to sleep early. I don't know. That's it. There was really no deeper meaning to what she said. It was very, very literal, and they tried to make something else of it. They also were consistently posting Chappell Roan's recent controversial videos, and the way they were posted and captioned was definitely in a way to spark more outrage over something that was really a nothing burger. I mean, everyone's kind of over it already, besides, I guess, SNL, who just get kind of alluding to it. Quick editor's note here, so I was just editing the video. What I missed to say here was that they were mostly only posting negative stuff about her over those few weeks in general, just to get more clicks, more interactions, more money. Same when I bring up Taylor Swift a little after this, it's for the same reason basically that I was bringing it up, is that they were doing all this, like they only posted negative stuff about these two artists because they know that it'll drag in their fan bases to interact with them, and on Twitter, more interactions means more money, so that's why they're doing it. So, just that was what I was trying to get to, and I kind of forgot to say that at the end of both of these clips, so I just wanted to insert this here before you go on to that. All right, back to the video. Look, did she definitely speak poorly and kind of not really get her thoughts across well? Yeah, kind of needs a PR team, but is she 100% wrong? No. And I think her comments of parasocial fans were proven right kind of during the storm of hate that came after. And then the backlash after her not so political comments just kind of furthered her own point and kind of proved her right. Have I personally always been a Chappell Roan fan? No, I'm actually kind of a hater, but she just got catchy songs, and I can't fully disagree with everything she says. I'm not gonna lie. I do think sometimes people want a lot more from famous people than they really got to give you. I mean, I understand both sides for sure. Stop being so parasocial sometimes. Another big one that happened was in April. Popgrave tweeted this about Taylor Swift as if it was 100% fact. And then it had to be corrected by her fans who said this is not proven at all. And instead of adding allegedly at the beginning of their tweet, they put allegedly only to the part of her ex cheating. That is alleged, but that the rest of it is 100% fact. Like, how can you say something is 1,000,000% fact? Like, tweet about it like that and not actually do some research first. You know, it goes back to what I said in the beginning, right? They want to be able to get as much content out as possible, so they definitely don't do any research. And on top of that, they need to make sure it's about people that will actually get them clicks, right? So you got to do it. And I think it sounds funny that it's like, oh, there's no facts in this tweet. And like, I feel like a long time ago, people would have been like, okay, so who cares, it's a tweet. But now, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, everything is a very lucrative business. It is not just like, oh, I'm tweeting for the fun of it. They're tweeting to make money. Now, YouTuber George Mason showed how easy it is to fake news and get it viral in his video, How I Tricked the Internet with This Fake Arrest Rumor. And I watched it, and you guys can watch it too. It's a pretty good video. But his goal was simple: get a viral fake rumor in 24 hours. And he did it. Successful. During the 24 hours, he had a lot of unsuccessful, I guess, in that it wasn't viral, right? But a lot of them did have a few thousand views. Some got debunked by fans immediately. But finally, within the last hour of his challenge, he tweeted out a fake tweet that he put a decent amount of work into, of a rumor of Timothée Chalamet peeing on a cop car. And that was obviously fake. But within a day of tweeting it, it had 4 million views on Twitter.
Someone said, this is so funny, LMAO. But the question is, how many views is our tweet on right now? Okay, when I click it, it's going to show up. Here we go. 3, 2, 3.8 million views. What? 3.8 million views. And we've got a Twitter note. What does this say? It says, Timothy has not been arrested. Oh, thanks, Twitter. Exposing my lie. Photo used for mugshot comes from a magazine Photoshop. See tweet. Twitter's literally like, guys, this is fake news. Don't believe it. But we still got 3.8 million views. Done it. Our rumor had gone viral in just 24 hours. Well, slightly over, but you get the idea. I'm not gonna lie, the replies to this were very mixed. There was a lot of people that did believe it, but also a lot of people that knew it was fake. For example, this one, y'all believe anything, and then they put the original source of the photos. Then you had some people saying, Mama, I'm in love with the criminal.
And a lot of people were believing it. Mostly because they wanted it to be true. They were like, oh my God, if he did that, that's so cool. If he did that, so hot, blah, blah, blah.
Others that genuinely did believe this. But the thing is, the people that did believe it weren't mad at him for doing this. They were happy that he did this. If anything, it gave him more street cred. My respect for him grows. God, he's so cool. Good for him. And just like that, he's now my favorite actor ever. Comrade Chalamet. On behalf of New York City, we forgive him. Barely know this guy, but anyone who pees on a cop car's gotta be alright. People were loving it.
But it worked. And yeah, did he have a lot of failures in that video? Of course he did. But it was 24 hours and he still got one successful tweet out that got 4 million views. That's enough to take a page off into becoming something that can make you money. One tweet, that's all it takes. I think it's insane that, you know, a YouTuber can just trick pop culture fans on Twitter into believing stuff so easily. Yeah, diehard fans won't believe it because they know exactly what's going on with, you know, their who they're standing. Other people will believe it. And in the end, Timothée Chalamet's team even reached out to George Mason to ask him to have that taken down because, you know, it's fake. Don't take that down. Now, the question that I've had during all this and that we're kind of trying to answer is why? Why do so many pages just lie? Sensationalism. For this, I literally read through a study from 2003, an actual scientific study. So please, for the love of God, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love on the latest videos and the subscribers. I love you all. So the study basically analyzed sensationalist news going back to the 1700s. I think it was 1700s. And they wanted to see what makes front page news. A shark attack, someone offing themselves. What makes it to the front page and why? Well, it really came down to this. People love sensationalist news due to a primal instinct. Evolution, really. And it's kind of insane to think about it that way. But there's an instinct to, one, need sensationalist news in order to survive, referencing the need to know about, those shark attacks, tainted food, etc. Like, oh my God, what should I stay away from so I don't die? And 2, they also said membership in a group was essential to survival, and knowledge of others in the group would increase an individual's ability to both survive and reproduce. Basically, you need to know about pop culture to be part of the hive mind and not be left out. Don't be an outcast so that you can be involved and talk to other people, right? You don't want to be left out. Oh, what are these people talking about? I need to talk about this too. Because you're not going to talk about the weather all the time. And so sensationalist news kind of makes it to the front because it's something easy that people can talk about, right? And be part of a group where you're all talking about just random pop culture news. Like, how many times have you been sitting with your friends and you end up talking about celebrities, right? I think it happens to a lot of people. And that need to know everything has basically led to degenerate media on socials. And look, I hate seeing all these pages show up on my feed. Damn, is this so good? It really is like a drug. Like, I know I shouldn't be like into it and be like, oh my God, what's going on? Oh, this happened. She did this. He did that. They did this, whatever. But it is. Ooh. Now, if I could, I would obviously, if I could press a button to remove all these pages and tabloid stuff forever, I would, right? Also, halfway through writing this, I kind of also remembered that the Daily Mail, the Sun, all these other tabloid type papers from the UK also have page stories, or these, like, how like some people get paid to have stories on Snapchat. They have that. And I was going through it and I'm like, how can you have full articles on some of this stuff? Who reads a full article on some of these little super minor just headlines? It's crazy. Why should I even care? Now, I definitely think the late 90s and early 2000s definitely had like the crazier headlines, like more insane headlines. But now with these Twitter pages and stupid Snapchat stories, we have headlines about things that matter way less. Things before, like the headlines were maybe fake, but it was things that you'd be like, whoa, what? They did, huh? Now it's like, oh, blah, 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 had coffee today. And you're like, this is what we're reporting on? Like, I don't think we need to be reminded every single day that, oh, this came out 9 years ago. This came out 12 years ago. This came out 7 years ago, blah, blah, blah. But why are you tweeting about this song that came out literally 1 year ago as if it was 10 years ago? Like, oh, this song came out 1 year ago. Like, also, why are you posting stuff like this on not anniversaries of things? This form of tweeting is so lazy. I mean, to be fair, the whole industry is kind of lazy as a whole because you're just making stuff up. You're a fiction writer, or even if you're not making stuff up and it's factual, you're just retweeting headlines and, creating fluff articles when some things can literally be 2 sentences. They did this because of this. Done. Now, as long as we have celebrities, tabloids will exist. I don't see how we could ever get rid of it besides a full-on censorship of tabloids, which that's not gonna happen. And look, I didn't touch on paparazzi in this video because it kind of is a whole separate thing, and I feel like I could do a whole video on just paparazzi. But paparazzi is kind of along the lines of this. You need both to have one, right? The tabloids use photos from paparazzi 9 times out of 10. That's just what it is. Sometimes the paparazzi are the ones making the headlines. There's really no way around this whole business. All I ask is that when you see some crazy headlines about a famous person you like, or someone you're a fan of, or just any famous person in general, and you're like, this is crazy, just take a second, do a little bit of research. Use Google. You have it on your phone. Please. Or, check to see if something has a community note on Twitter, because a lot of these do. And yeah, until next time, peace.